So, good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, everyone. So, we are now in Module 7. So, the Module 7 is Erickson's Psychosocial Theory of Development. But first, let me introduce myself muna. I am Chris Mark Lacaste, your presenter. So, in the end of this Module 7, the student or us should be able to explain the 8 stages to life to someone we care about and suggest at least 6 ways on how Erickson's theory can be useful for you as a future educator. So, let's go na. So, first, who is Erik Erikson muna? So, Erik Erikson is a single-parent family and he is also a Danish descent, born in Germany, and Jewish ang kanyang family. So, fun fact about him is he never knew the name of his biological father because his mother don't want to talk about it dahil sa mga some personal reasons ng mother niya. So, it's been a life mission for him to know her or his father's name that he never meets. So, yun. Nung pagka-anak pa lang sa kanya or pagkasilang pa lang sa kanya, hindi niya na nakilala kung sino yung father niya. So, yun yung parang naging lifetime mission niya. But then, hindi siya nagtagumpay doon. Dahil hindi niya nakilala yung father niya hanggang sa mamatay siya. So, parang yun yung naging theme ng paghahanap niya sa identity niya. Yun yung naging central idea ng kanyang theory, which is the psychosocial development. So, si Erik Erikson is nag-focus siya sa social and cultural influences sa development ng personality ng isang tao. That's why we're going to tackle mamaya what are the stages of psychosocial development. So also, Erikson suggested that the development of person is may sinusunod siyang principle, which is the epigenetic principle. So the epigenetic principle was from field of biology talaga siya. So kumbaga, binarrow siya ni Erik Erikson. So, epigenetic principle means that the development of a person is on step procedure and it has predetermined rate. And ganun din raw sa development ng tao na kapag hindi nag-develop ang tao sa step-by-step procedure and predetermined rate, then hindi ma-develop ang tao ng maayos. Kumbaga, hindi siya mabubuo as a whole person if meron siyang na-miss na procedure. So, that's why we're going to discuss na what are the stages of development. So, the first stage of psychosocial development is infancy. So, sa infancy, 0 to 1 year old yung age ng tao dito. And we have two opposing interaction or ang tinatawag natin na maladaption or maladaptation and malignancy. So, wag tayong malilito dito. Kapag sinabing maladaptation, ito yung positive element and then the malignancy naman is the negative element. So, ang basic conflict dito sa infancy is the basic trust and basic mistrust. So, yun. So, dito na pumapasok yung tanong sa mga bata sa kanila na, can I trust this world or this certain person? Mabubuhay ba ako sa mundong to if or may bibigay ba lahat ng tao yung gusto ko? So, dito sa basic trust, dito, like for example, is makikita naman natin siya sa environment ng baby. Like, for example, if a mother or the person around the baby is giving what it needs agad, then may trust. Kumbaga, if binibigay agad-agad ng mother yung needs nung bata, then mako-conclude or maiisip nung bata na, mabubuhay ako kasi binibigay ng mundo yung needs ko ng mabilis. And vice versa naman sa basic mistrust. Kumbaga, if they don't give what the baby ask for immediately, then yun, magkakaroon siya ng mistrust sa world. And doon niya sasabihin na, hindi ako mabubuhay sa mundong to dahil hindi nila na ibibigay sa akin yung mga gusto ko. So, yun. Sa basic trust and basic mistrust dito sa infancy, dapat hindi tayo sumusobra na magkakaroon ng trust and also mistrust. Kasi, if we give the baby or the infant ng more in trust lang, then parang hindi lang to siya maniniwala sa sarili niya sa mga susunod na stage dahil nakabase na lang to siya sa sasabihin or pinapagawa sa kanya ng mga nasa paligid niya. Kasi hindi na siya wala siyang pinapaniwalaan. Kumbaga, hindi na siya naniniwala sa sarili niya dahil nakabase na lang siya sa iba. And ganoon din sa mistrust, dapat hindi palagi na hindi binabaliwala yung needs ng bata. Dahil in the end of this stage, baka hindi na rin to siya magkaroon ng trust and baka maging paranoid na to siya kasi wala na to siyang pinagkakatiwalaan. So, yun. Kapag na-balance natin to, magkakaroon tayo ng basic strength or virtue na hope. Ito kung saan kakaroon siya ng hope as kahit na nagkakaroon siya or binibigyan siya ng basic mistrust na hindi binibigay yung needs niya agad-agad is magkakaroon din to siya or ibibigay din to yung gugustuhin niya dahil dun sa nangyari sa kanya dun sa basic trust or basic mistrust. So, yan. Sa second stage naman, it is the early childhood na nag-range ng 2 to 3 years old. So, in this stage, dito na nagiging makulit yung mga bata. So, before we discuss or before I continue discussing, let's watch the video that I prepared muna.
In early childhood, growth rates slow with the average child growing 2.5 inches in height and gaining 5 to 7 pounds a year. During this period, rapid gains are seen in gross motor skills. Gross motor skills involve large muscle movements or movements of the entire body. Two- and 3-year-old children have begun to walk and run with ease, but their coordination and balance have yet to fully mature. This leads to their often less than graceful approach to stairs and dancing.
So, yun. Sinabi ko kanina na dito na yung part na naging makulit na sila. Nakita naman po natin sa video na yung dalawang opposing conflict dito is the autonomy and the shame and doubt. So, yun. Nakita natin sa video na hinahayaan natin silang mag-self-express na kumbaga lahat ng attention na kailangan nila is binibigay natin. That's why kakaroon sila ng independence or autonomy. Pero, if yung video na pinanood natin is hindi sila nagkakaroon ng hindi natin sila binibigyan ng attention and pinapagalitan natin sila palagi, then hindi sila magkakaroon ng autonomy or independence or to self-express. Kaya nagkakaroon sila ng shame and doubt na tinatanong nila yung sarili nila if tama ba yung ginagawa nila or mali. And in the end of this, should be balance. Kapag na-balance nila yung autonomy and yung shame and doubt, then magkakaroon sila ng basic strength or virtue na willpower. Dahil kahit na sabihin na natin na sa shame and doubt, kapag nare-realize natin or hindi tayo pinapansin ng parents natin sa mga gusto natin is dapat hindi lang din palaging doon tayo nag-focus. Kumbaga, kahit na pinapagalitan na tayo is nagkakaroon pa rin tayo ng self-expression and itry pa rin natin yung mga best na gagawin natin. That's why magkakaroon to tayo ng basic strength na willpower if na-balance yung autonomy and shame and doubt nung bata sa second stage. Na kumbaga, kakaroon siya ng purpose or nagkakaroon siya ng will to do what she or he wants ng hindi need ng ibang tao. So, the next stage naman is the third stage. This is the play age. So, yun, let's watch another video again. So, yun. Dito, kung mapapansin natin dun sa pinanood nating video, this is where children is trying to have a role in life na kumbaga, nakita natin sa bawat stages na pinanood natin is nag-grow sila and hindi palaging independent yung kinagagalawan nila or yung pinaglalaruan nilang area. Na kumbaga, dito sa 3 to 6 years old na, kakaroon na sila dito ng mga friends, mga bata. And like for example, they are playing na dito ng mga bahay-bahayan, ganun-ganun, na mga laro-laro. Na, di ba, syempre, hindi pa naman talaga dapat nilalaro yun dahil meron mga mature na mga characters or mga role sa buhay doon. So, ang conflicts dito are the initiatives and guilt. So, dito sa initiatives, katulad nung nakita natin dun sa video na if the children can develop these initiatives, then they can take up roles that they want. And dito, parent support is a must. Kumbaga, ang pinaka-importante dito sa stage na to is the influence or the support of the parents na dapat nilang ituon dun sa anak nila. And vice versa sa guilt na if the children want a role of his or her parent, pero yun nga, hindi siya sinusuportahan, then it can lead to guilt na naman. Na kumbaga, hindi na naman sila parang wala lang. Ayaw nila yung, dahil sa hindi sila sinusuport ng parents nila, nagigilty sila or nagdadalawang isip sila if tama ba itong ginagawa ko or hindi, ganun. So, if we balance these two, the initiative and guilt, then magkakaroon tayo ng basic strength na purpose. Kumbaga dun sa purpose is alam nila kung ano yung gagawin nila in the future. Na kumbaga, this is my purpose. This is what the course that I want. Kaganito yung bata. Kasi dito sa age na to, pwede nating tanungin yung mga bata and then, yun nga, ang dami nilang sasabihin mga course or mga gusto nilang maging paglaki nila. Dito na yung gusto ko maging police. Bakit gusto mo maging police? Ganun. Kung mga natatanong na natin yung mga gusto nila and meron silang idea na binibigay sa atin. And so that, take note, for the future parents, dapat dito pa lang sa stage na to is hinahayaan na natin yung mga anak natin para mag-decide kung ano yung gusto nila and we should not just yun, pagalitan sila and we should not judge them unless we should, or instead we should support them. So the fourth stage naman is the school age. Nagre-range to 7 to 12 years old. So dito na yung mga bata is tinatesting nila yung kanilang competence. Na kumbaga dito na pumapasok yung tanong para sa kanila na if kaya ba nilang panindigan yung mga roles na gusto nila. So the stage 4 is connected to the stage 3, which kanina is the play age. Kumbaga dito na susubukin kung kaya ba nila yung sinaset nila na roles or purpose yung gusto nila. And dito na rin pumapasok yung question nila sa utak nila na can I do this or not? Am I good at this or not? Dito na pumapasok yung mga questions na kaya ko ba yung sinasabi ko noon doon sa stage 3 na mga role sa buhay ko. So the two conflicts here is the industry and the inferiority. So parang katulad din to ng mga previous na mga conflicts dito sa industry is like for example, if the children receive a good feedbacks on his or her teacher or peers on doing all the activities, then the children can be more industrious. Yun nga. Kapag mas maraming positive feedbacks yung nibibigay dun sa isang bata, then nagiging more industrious siya. Kumbaga nagiging more active siya in participating in doing all his or her activities sa school. Then, vice versa naman siya sa inferiority, na kung saan if the children receives bad comments toward his or her peers or teachers, then it can lead to inferiority. Na kumbaga nagkakaroon sila dito ng less confidence and hindi na rin sila nakikipag-participate dun sa mga school activities. Ganun. So, again, we should balance it so that magkakaroon tayo ng basic strength or virtue na competence. Yeah. Dapat maibalance pa rin dito. Kasi if more tayo in industry, then parang lalaki yung ulo ng bata na parang kaya niya na lahat, ganun. Like, hindi niya na kailangan ng kahit sino man. And then, if sobrang inferiority naman, it can leads to less confidence and depression. Kumbaga, hindi niya nagagawin yung gusto niya talagang gawin, ganun. Like, kung ano yung sinet niya as what he or she want as a role nung mga previous stage na, then pangit din yun. So, dapat nasa gitna lang tayo para malaman natin kung ano yung strength and weaknesses ng bata. And dapat maging humble pa rin sila. That's why nagkakaroon sila ng basic strength na competence. And now, let's go to the fifth stage, which is the adolescence. So, the adolescence is ranging in 13 to 18 years old. So, dito na nagkakaroon yung bata ng identity crisis. Na, kumbaga, dito niya na i-apply lahat ng knowledge na nag-gather niya or na-learn niya in the previous stages. Kumbaga, yung 4 na stages. So, before we tackle it or to have more information about this, let's watch the video muna about the adolescence.
Teenagers are using social media in a plethora of really positive ways. There are groups, there are clubs out there to address anything that a teen has interest with. I see a lot of kids facing challenges with depression, anxiety, and they're able to connect. I think it's incredibly important that we're using social media appropriately. We're seeing teens architect their Instagram photos using filters to create images that are not aligned with who they really are, but they're generating likes. It's a social currency and it's addictive.
Sometimes teens make bad decisions and they can post things on social media that they don't realize that exists forever. As adults, employers look at social media and what are you posting on there? Kids aren't thinking about those kinds of things.
So we do want to supervise our child's social media usage, simply asking them what their social media represents, the values that they want represented, and to ask them about the content that they post. Why is it important? What's interesting about it? Coming from a place of genuine, authentic interest, right? Not concern, just interest. We start that conversation, we keep it open-ended, we keep it consistent, we check in often, and we invite that conversation.
So, yun. Nabanggit kanina na they are using social media platforms. So, ang two conflicts dito are the identity and the identity confusion. So, sa identity, the children or the child can identify what he or she is, what she wants and not wants. So, kumbaga dito, hindi siya nalilito kung ano yung gusto niya. And nasasabi niya kung ano yung gender or like yung gender identity niya dahil hindi na siya nalilito sa mga bagay-bagay at alam niya na kung ano yung mga sinasabi niya. While sa identity confusion naman, dito naman is when a children is having a trial or an error in what he or she needs or wants. Kumbaga, dito na pumapasok yung iba't ibang paniniwala niya na kumbaga, hindi siya straight. Ganun. If we are talking about the gender dito, gender identity, kapag sinabi ng ibang taong male ka, pero, yun nga, sinabi ng ibang taong male ka, pero sa kanya, dun sa taong yun, is hindi. Kumbaga, no, I'm not male, I'm bi. Kasi, I like both genders, male and female. Ganun. Kumbaga, dito na rin niya question yung sarili niya if totoo bang ako to? Totoo bang ito yung gusto ko? And, lahat ba ng nakikita ko is para sa akin? So again, dapat mabalance itong dalawang to so that magkaroon siya ng basic strength or virtue na fidelity. So fidelity, yung meaning ng fidelity is it is the faith in one's own chosen belief of ideology. Kumbaga, meron siyang sariling pinapaniwalaan na kung saan hindi niya kailangang bumase sa idea na sinasabi ng ibang tao. Kumbaga, meron siyang paniniwala sa sarili niya and meron siyang sariling idea or pinapanindigan dun sa sarili niya. Next stage naman is the sixth stage, which is the early adulthood. So, sa early adulthood, nagre-range ang age dito to 19 to 30 years old. So dito na pumapasok yung pagiging serious ng isang tao. Kumbaga, here, they are prioritizing na of having their own companion or loved ones. Dito na sila nagkahanap ng kanilang loved ones or jowa, kumbaga. So, the two conflicts dito is that intimacy in isolation. So, sa intimacy, it is the ability na to fuse oneself identity to another without being scared or fear of losing his or her identity. Kumbaga, dito na tayo nagkakaroon talaga ng serious na mga relationships. Kumbaga, dito na tayo, sila na yung nagiging inspiration natin on what we are doing in our daily lives. So that is the intimacy. When we find our loved ones or our friends, ganun. So sa isolation naman, this is where they don't achieve the real intimacy. Kumbaga, this is the opposite of intimacy. Kumbaga sa intimacy, yun nga, na-find mo yung loved ones mo for you to build confidence and inspiration. Pero dito sa isolation, dito na yung, yun, na-fail ka to find that love. Pero, dito sa isolation, hindi naman siya totally na bad. Kasi, yun nga, sa isolation, minsan kapag broken-hearted tayo, gusto na lang natin mapag-isa. Then, kapag mag-isa lang tayo, parang ay sometimes being alone can lead to more realizations din. Kumbaga, kung mag-isa tayo, mas natatanong natin yung sarili natin kung ano yung mga pagkukulang natin. And then, kung ano yung dapat na i-improve natin dun sa self natin to find and to understand ourselves better. So, dito, hindi lang naman pagpo-find ng love to another person. Kumbaga, it's finding love then for yourself and understanding ourselves. So, yun. Kapag na-balance natin ang intimacy and isolation, magkakaroon tayo ng basic strength or virtue na love. Yeah, it's love. So, the stage 6 is all about love. And take note, guys, that a mature love should have a commitment, sexual passion, cooperation, competition, and friendship. So, dapat yung magiging ka-relationship natin or magiging inspiration natin as we are getting older is dapat maging friend din natin siya. Kumbaga maging best friend natin. So that hindi lang siya maging part ng life mo as an inspiration ganun. Kumbaga maging part din siya as a family in the future. The next stage, it is the 7th stage na. It is the stage of adulthood na nag-range ng 31 to 60 years old. So, people here should be in a productive life na in terms of their work, family, and so on. Kumbaga dito is more nagiging responsible na sila kasi meron na silang mga anak dito sa part na to ng buhay nila. So the two conflicts here are the generativity and the stagnation. So dito sa generativity, dito is when a person is concerned and helping new generation to build or protect them. So dito na nagkakaroon tayo ng parang care dun sa mga tao na nasa paligid natin as we are concerned and tumutulong na tayo sa kanila. Ang isang example na pwede nating ikuan dito is yung mga tito, titas natin. Na, yun nga, meron na silang mga work dito and then natutulungan nila tayo as their pamangkins or mga anak, ganun. Then, sa opposing naman dito, is the opposing here is the stagnation. Na kumbaga dito, it is a vice versa of the generativity na nagiging entitled na yung mga tao dito or yung mga nandito sa age na to na kumbaga sinasabi rin natin or sila rin yung sinasabihan ika nga nila na know-it-all person na kumbaga akala nila is alam na nila lahat and they are the person that is not concerned with his or her surroundings na and they are not helping. So, parang ito yung sinasabi natin na mga Karen. Mga Karen, ganun sa ibang bansa. Yung mga parang isip bata pa rin silang mga tao na hindi nila naiintindihan or wala silang pakialam sa mga tao. Kumbaga, they are selfish. So, again, if we balance these two, magkakaroon tayo ng basic strength na care. So yun, sinasabi ko kanina, kakaroon tayo ng care dun sa mga tao na nasa paligid natin. Then the next and the last stage naman is the old age. So dito sa old age, yung age na nag-range na dito is 61 years old and beyond. So dito na yung talagang hanggang madeds or madedo na yung isang tao. So the two opposing dito or the conflict here is that the integrity and the despair. So sa integrity, if the person possess all the basic strength in all stages and become successful to use it. So, kumbaga, dito is na isabuhay niya lahat yung mga virtue or basic strength nila from stage 1 to stage 8 or stage 7. Is kakaroon siya ng mindset na positive na kung saan tapos na yung time ko dito hindi naman tapos na totally natapos na yung time nila dito, pero they accept na the fact na nagawa na nila lahat ng dapat nilang gawin and naging successful lahat ng mga bagay na ginawa nila noong kabataan nila. And vice versa naman siya dun sa isa, which is the despair, na kung saan when people sees their surroundings and they trigger their emotions and they think about all the things. Kumbaga dito is hindi na isabuhay ng tao lahat ng basic strength or virtue. Doon nagkakaroon ng despair na kumbaga hindi nila nagawa lahat ng kailangan nilang gawin yung kabataan nila. And then, yun nga, sinisisi nila yung sarili nila kung bakit hindi nila yun nagawa. And yun, if na-balance natin yung dalawa, then magkakaroon tayo ng basic strength na tinatawag na wisdom. So, yun, wisdom. Overall, it is wisdom. Kumbaga, naiintindihan niya lahat ng mga bagay na nangyari sa kanya. Na kumbaga sa integrity, naging successful siya sa lahat ng bagay, and that's good. And sa despair naman, dapat naiintindihan niya pa rin dito na kung saan is kahit na marami siyang failure na nangyari, is ganun talaga ang buhay. Na ang buhay ay hindi perfecto. So wisdom, this is where they accept that their time is about to end, and that they all accomplish what they want to do in their purpose na. So that is the 8 stages of psychosocial development ni Erik Erikson.